legacy of Elijah, a testament of faith, power, and triumph. Elijah's life stands as a remarkable example of unwavering faith, miraculous power, and fearless confrontation of idolatry. His ministry in Israel was marked by a deep trust in God, dramatic displays of divine power, and an unyielding stand against corrupt rulers. His ascension into heaven without experiencing death made him a symbol of victory over mortality. And his later appearance with Moses during Jesus' transfiguration confirmed his role as a representative of the prophetic tradition. Elijah's legacy continues to inspire believers to remain steadfast in faith, trusting in God's power and presence despite opposition, unshakable faith, and divine provision. Elijah's ministry began during a time of spiritual decline in Israel. Under King Ahab and Queen Jezebel, idolatry had spread, leading the people away from God. In response, Elijah boldly declared a drought as divine judgment, trusting in God's word despite the risks. Even when he had to flee, he depended on God's provision. At the brook Cherith, ravens miraculously fed him, showing God's ability to sustain his servants. Later, when the brook dried up, Elijah obeyed God's direction and found refuge with a widow in Zarephath. Through God's power, her small supply of flour and oil never ran out, demonstrating God's faithfulness to those who trust him. Miracles that proclaimed God's sovereignty. Elijah's life was marked by extraordinary miracles that demonstrated God's supremacy. One of the most defining moments of his ministry was his challenge to the prophets of Baal on Mount Carmel. In a dramatic confrontation, he called on God to send fire from heaven to consume his sacrifice. When fire fell, consuming not only the offering but also the wood, stones, and water around it, the people acknowledged Yahweh as the true God. This event reaffirmed that God alone holds power over creation. Another significant miracle occurred when Elijah prayed for rain after the 3-year drought. Despite seeing only a small cloud at first, he persisted in prayer until a great storm came, proving that God responds to the faithful. He also displayed divine power by raising the widow's son from the dead, prefiguring the greater resurrection power revealed through Christ. His confrontation with wicked leaders. Elijah's prophetic mission required him to confront the idolatry and corruption of Israel's leaders. He did not hesitate to challenge King Ahab, accusing him of leading Israel into sin. Even when Queen Jezebel sought to kill him, he did not waver in his devotion to God. However, after fleeing to the wilderness, he experienced deep despair, feeling alone and overwhelmed. In this moment of weakness, God met him with provision, rest, and reassurance. Speaking in a gentle whisper, God reminded Elijah that his work was not yet finished and that he was not alone. This encounter revealed that even the strongest believers need divine renewal and encouragement. Enroll in the Transfiguration. Elijah's departure from earth was unlike any other. Instead of dying, he was taken to heaven in a whirlwind, accompanied by chariots of fire. This miraculous event made him a symbol of triumph over death, foreshadowing Christ's own ascension. His transition also affirmed the continuity of God's prophetic work, as Elisha took up his mantle to carry on the mission. Centuries later, Elijah reappeared with Moses during Jesus' transfiguration. While Moses represented the law, Elijah symbolized the prophets, highlighting Jesus as the fulfillment of both. His presence in this divine event confirmed his enduring significance in God's redemptive plan. Inspiration for believers today. Elijah's life remains a powerful testament to faith and perseverance. His unwavering trust in God, his boldness in confronting evil, and the miracles that accompanied his ministry continue to inspire believers to stand firm in their convictions. His moments of doubt remind us that even the faithful experience weakness, yet God remains present, providing strength and renewal.